cool breathwork session by Lucas, and then we're gonna go deeper into the community. We go through some updates, so it's a little bit like the school news, but specifically for the community. And then afterwards, we're also gonna watch the school news, so you can participate in that or not. Some of us have to drop off in that, but I always like to just watch it anyway, so might as well do that together. So that's kind of the transition. We'll go through certain updates, what's happening, different quests that we are working on, different quests that we're working on for you, so you can get into that as well. So yeah, that's kind of the plan. We also have like a cool video plan. We're going through the onboarding. So this way, we really want to show what it looks like to build up a community from the ground up, and yeah, kind of actually do this live and give these updates on a weekly basis. And yeah, that's kind of what we're in for. We always like to start things off with a bit of a breathwork session to set the intention, to kind of like reset from our day. For me, it is the end of the day. If you are more on the American side, then it's probably in the middle of the day. Either way, I think having a bit of a reset to just refocus, recenter, and remember that we are all here on this journey, and it's about just enjoying that. And one of the best ways that I personally remind myself on that is just being aware of the breath. So that's as much for the intro. Lucas, you're gonna guide us through. Maybe you can give like a quick intro on like who you are, what's happening, why you're doing this, and then you can just go ahead and start. And if anyone jumps into this midway, um, yeah, I guess you'll see what's happening.
Excellent. Yeah, thank you for having me on, Lucas. So, I am also Lucas, a leadership and breathwork coach, and I am on a mission to help the world breathe better. The connection that we have with our bodies is one of the most intimate, decisive connections, relationships that we have in our life. And so, by knowing how to use your body to really set yourself up for, an energetic meeting, or to find a deep focus session, or, just be present in the moment, you can increase your productivity, your focus, your energy. And so really, like, our breath is one of our most powerful tools that we have. But whoever taught you how to breathe properly? So I'm here to really help you, give you some tools, create some space for you to connect with yourself. But ultimately, working on your breath is like sharpening your saw. It's like becoming more attuned mentally, physically for the task at hand. So we're just going to go through a short breathwork session here. We're going to first really be using the breath to sort of like clear out anything that isn't, all of the racing thoughts or any of the stresses and emotions that aren't really benefiting us here. And then I'll lead you through a little guided mindfulness, directing our focus practice, so that you could really tune into this call, into what we're doing here. So to start, I would recommend that you sit with a strong, straight spine. Just get comfortable. So feet flat on the floor, grounded. You can feel the balls of your feet and the four corners of your feet on the floor. With a strong, straight spine, like a balloon or a string is pulling you up. And then just relax your shoulders. You can lay your hands out open and just bring awareness to this moment, here and now. With your eyes open, just be aware. Start to bring that awareness to the interior of your body. And we can do this by noticing the inhalation of the breath that you're taking right now. Good. And now, whenever you're ready, you can either close your eyes or soften your gaze and really just connect with this feeling. What does it feel like to be alive? It's a miracle that you are alive. What does that feel like to be here now? We often rush through life. There's always more to do. We're always trying to get to the next place. But how often do we really connect with ourselves? How often do you give yourself a moment? Yes, there's other things still going on. The birds are chirping, the dogs are barking, the cars are going by, but you are here, breathing in and breathing out. We're going to do 10 activating breaths and then hold our breath with our lungs full. And so what that's going to look like is really breathing down into the bottom of your belly, fully filling up, and then just letting it go in a passive way. So it'll be a full active inhale and letting it go in a passive way. I want you to really fully expand, breathing as big as you can. Here we go. 10 full breaths. And let it go. Good. Take another full deep breath, fully expanding from the bottom of your belly to the top of your chest. And then just let it go, feeling the tension wash off of you. Letting go of anything that you don't need right now for this call. Good. You can feel yourself filling up with energy, filling up with this life. And then letting go. Really attuning to the interior state of your body. Keep going. Push yourself a little bit. Breathe a little bit more with each breath. Expand. We are stretching on the inside here. We are stretching our nervous system so that we can be more adaptive, more resilient to the pressures, the emotions, the stresses of life. Keep going. Fully inhale. And let it go. We're going to take 3 more. Take a big, big breath. Here we go. You got it. And then let it go with ease. You can even sigh it out if that feels good. 2 more. And let it go. We're going to take one last breath. Really breathe into your belly. Big breath. Biggest breath you've taken all day. Hold it at the top with your lungs full. Just hold it and find peace. Find stillness here. Relax your shoulders. Just be aware. You're doing great. This is what it feels like to be alive. Whenever you feel the pressure is really building up and it's too much, you can let the breath go with ease at your own pace. Really extending that exhale, letting it all go until you're empty. We are creating space within so that the seeds that we have planted, the work that we have been doing, has space to grow into. We are creating some space inside for you to grow into who you are becoming. Good. Now keep the awareness in your inner body, and you can let your breath go, letting it return to its natural pace, breathing in still deeply into the bottom of your belly, in through your nose, and just letting it go. And we're going to go through our different levels of our being here. So, with this internal awareness that you have, I want you to bring attention to any physical sensations you are noticing in your body. What are you physically sensing right now? Maybe the chair pushing up on your bottom. Maybe you have some sort of tension in your neck or your shoulder or your back. No need to change anything. Just be aware. Maybe some pressure behind your eyes, some discomfort in your forehead. What physical sensation are you noticing in your body? You can mentally name it right now. And maybe it's a few. Good. Now we're going to move into the emotional sphere. What emotions are you sensing within you? Maybe they're connected to these physical sensations. Maybe the emotions that you are feeling are separate. But what is that internal state? Maybe a little bit of anxiety. There's a lot that you need to do. Maybe it's just peace. Maybe it's enthusiasm. What are you feeling? Put a name to it. Honestly, be honest with yourself. There's no right or wrong here. There's no judgment. Just how honest can you be? How specific can you name that emotion? Good. Now we're going to move to the mental sphere. What is the story that is running through your head? What are those thoughts? What is that narrative that is playing out? That story that you're telling yourself about this moment. Just be aware of it. Maybe it's connected to your emotions and your physical sensations. Maybe it's just random. What story is going through your head right now? Good. And now, sort of feel how those three different aspects of your senses, of what you can perceive, harmonize with each other. Your physical sensations, your feelings, your mental story. These three layers of your being, these three modes of perception, from this combination, from a deeper sense, what is one thing that you are desiring right now? From your soul, from your heart, what are you desiring? What would fulfill you? What would fill your life with enthusiasm? What is life affirming? What do you want to do truly? Who do you want to become? Good. So we've gone through these different levels of our being, and we're going to finish off with 3 full deep breaths just to really bring this awareness into every single cell of our body, to bring this knowing of who you are becoming to all of you, to bring harmony within so that you could be conscious about the impact that you are creating without. So let all of the breath go with a long exhale. And let's take a full deep breath in. Have a little pause at the top and then just let it go. Relaxing into this moment. Good. Take another full deep breath in, really filling yourself up with life. What does it feel like to be alive as you, here and now? Let that go. Because you can't lose yourself. Just let it all go and know that you are still here. Take one last big breath in. Maybe you can let that inner smile make its way to your face as you remember, man, it's awesome to be alive. It's so great that we can share this life with one another, that we can be connected on all these different levels. And you can let that breath go. And whenever you're ready, at your own pace, you can open up your eyes and we can have the greatest game plan session that is known to man here. Thank you all. I truly believe that the breath is a tool that each of us can access and use to be good in ourselves, to see beyond all of the stresses, the tensions, the problems that we're facing in our everyday experience, and to choose consciously to move with meaning, to create intentional impact. So, before your next stressful situation, if you find yourself triggered or heated, take a breath, take 3 breaths, and see how that changes your experience. Your connection with your body is one of the greatest connections, relationships that you have. So honor it. Thank you.
Bro, that was so good. I feel like each time we have these, it's like, oh, this is like one of the best sessions. So yeah, I really appreciate starting a meeting like this because it really resets you. You like whatever you are working on, whatever like the day was before. It's like, okay, like how can I fully show up and be present and let's focus on connecting, let's focus on making something great together. And I think that's what we're here to do, and this is really not possible if we're still thinking about like all of these 15 unfinished to-do items that are in our list. So it's like, okay, like let's be present. And I think everyone should like start with something like this to have the meeting, or maybe even in between, because like some meetings go longer than an hour and it's really hard to stay focused and be productive for like 1 hour. So having these kind of things are perfect to just reset, recenter, and ultimately work on like something great together. So appreciate that, Lucas.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thanks a
my
lot, Lucas.
pleasure. And this was sort of an extended session, but like I mentioned, even if it's just 3 breaths, taking 3 full breaths, you don't even need to move out of your seat, but that can really, shift your state of thinking to get us out of these like the loops that we're in, even within an hour session, it's still like you get sort of stuck in a certain way of thinking. And so this can just be a quick little reset of like, let me take a step back and approach the problem from a new way. Like one quote that I love is the the level of thinking that got you here is the level of thinking that will keep you here. And so that is really just sort of a step back and being like, what am I choosing here? Who am I showing up as? And so it helps you reconnect with your intention and who you are becoming. So thank you for those great words, and thank you for participating. This causes ripples. It's not just for you; it's for the people who you're working for and working with, and for your loved ones. Like that sort of nervous system regulation ripples out to everyone who you impact and connect with.
Yeah, and I'm really clear on what we need to do. And like if you're thinking it's like, oh, like it takes away from the meeting, it's like, no, it like allows you to have the meeting be more productive. Because something that I didn't even mention before, and it's like, oh, like why are we not doing that? Is I want to really start with a video. And I'm kind of like doing this on a weekly basis. So at the moment I'm creating 3 videos per week. There are 2 quests. One is more of like reading a book, which can be fictional or non-fictional, and then like a community or more of like a practice or habit. And then there's like one that I really think that everyone who is in the community game should take a look at. So I haven't posted this yet. So I'm about to like post this, or I'm actually posting it right now. No, actually, I wanted to let the new people in the community. So I also like this aspect of having like a set time where we let new people in. And I already kind of like went through some requests on people that I don't really want in the community, people that are just not active or obvious bots or something. So kind of curated the list. I'm gonna approve everyone live here on stream, which I think is like a cool practice. So we're letting everyone in, and from there on, so I'm kind of like also also trying to do everything from this perspective on like, okay, like what is a good experience for the people. So now imagine you just entered the community. Now I'm sending you an email with the current video that we're creating. I'm going to post this. So they are all getting an email on top of being invited. By the way, are you guys getting this as well? Like when like this seems to be like a thing that it just posts the video multiple times, and I have to like delete this. This has happened like multiple times for me.
No, I didn't see that happening. For me, it was only one time.
Strange. Okay. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna advertise this live call. So join us live and
You're still sharing the screen with the members, by the way.
apologies. Thanks for the call out.
Sure.
So there you go. So join us live and get your game plan for the week. I'm missing an E.
Would it be cool if you also tagged all the new members here as well?
Ooh, that is smart. That I like. So I'd love to have this ability on like no, I can like maybe next time. I like
Yeah, it's
I
gonna
have
take some time.
yeah, it's gonna take some time. So I don't want to do this live. But that's a good idea. Wait, so something that I have like you cannot add just the live stream anymore. So if I add the YouTube link, for example, it doesn't allow that. So we just kind of like do this. Join us live to get your game plan. Is game plan separate? I feel like you can do both though, right?
I would say so. We always have it as one word.
Okay, I'm gonna keep it as one word. All right, so that's that. Got like you guys did see that now, right? Like what's happening with that?
Maybe you have to just refresh it.
No, I already tried that before. Okay.
Let's go here.
But
It's not happening on my screen in the community.
it's strange. Okay.
Like there's just one.
Okay. Let's spend 9 minutes watching that because I think it's generally good practice, and then we can have like a bit of a chat about this, and then we transition out, and I'll let you know what's been happening and like how the onboarding is, and then I think we can wrap it up and watch the school stories. Sounds good?
Yep, sounds good to me.
Let's go. Just let me know if you have audio, or like let me know if you don't have audio, and then we can get started. How do you make your community fun? Every step has potential to either make your members enjoy the journey even more or potentially drop off.
In this video, we really want to explain to you guys how to actually gamify your online community as well. And one of the things that we're going to be going over is the onboarding experience. Then we're going to take a look into the classroom and how we can almost flip that classroom into an educational machine for you as well. And then how do you use the calendar tab as well? You know, when you're building an online community, those are the three things that really set the foundations for what you're trying to achieve. Before we jump into this onboarding experience, we want to give you one quick win that you can take right now, which is a community post. The first interaction a member has is a gamified tutorial on how to use school. Now, a lot of communities
That's
in the
actually what
online
I
space will give you a
implemented
video or
like
they
right
won't give you
before this,
anything at
so
all.
can
I
go
want you to
through it
sit
as
there and
well.
think, when was the last time you played a video game that give you a tutorial that was just a video? You can't, because every single time they want you to get used to using both the tool and the actual experience, which is playing the game. And so what I've done here inside of my community is I have a very, very clear start here post. And usually, and what a lot of people have done in this space is they make this their introductory post. But we wanted to take it a step further and actually have the member use the school platform and they learn how to use it. Now, this is called the community loop. But when a member clicks on this post, what they're going to see is just comment start. It's easier for your members to comment than it is for them to create a post in the first place. So they comment start,
So that's
and they
not
get
something
sent
that
a
I've in
DM. Inside of that message, it sends
because
them a
it's
link.
like
This
something
is the
external.
post that link sends them to. This is where we ask for a little bit more of that member. Now we want them to introduce themselves with who are you and what do you do? And so at the end of that, they click for step 2. So when I click this screen, it takes them through to meet the team. What also does this do? It shows them the classroom tab, right? So I don't give them the full classroom experience. I just give them a taste of what it is. So it's taking the user both through learning about my community while simultaneously learning how the platform works at the same time. So they go through, they meet the team, they meet myself, they meet Sophie, and then they meet Leon. And you'll understand why they need to meet Leon in just a second. When they click step 3, it takes them through to another classroom, right? So I've set up these different classrooms and I'm using the school tools to guide my members. You don't want your members to be guessing all of these things. It's very clear on what they do. And so this last post we have is the final step for the mystery gift that they're going to unlock is to play this week's community game. What this is actually doing is it's getting members to talk to each other. You'll notice a lot of times in online communities, the leader will make a post and your members will comment the first comment and then the leader will respond. It's not good. It doesn't help your community. Why? Because if you step away, your community have no connection to anyone else in that space. So they go through, they play this game. And once they've played this game, they're going to message Leon. They are given something. It's like, hey, thank you so much for going through this onboarding. And now here is a gift for you. You actually know where your members are. Have they gone through and done that process? Where are they at? And how can I help them? And so we wanted to share that with you because onboarding is almost the pinnacle of having a successful community.
If people are getting confused and they don't know what to do, then the default action is not to do anything. And if they're not doing anything, they're not returning to the community. They're not engaged, they're not having fun, and they're not getting the transformation. But we know also what the next step is. And we can really help the people connect to others to have fun. In the classroom, we really lay out all the things that the people have to learn and take action on in order to receive this transformation. It's not a YouTube video. This is a community that allows you to transform your life and get to a specific result. And this is also like a very clear thing that people want. Just like in a game, you have an objective, like an end mission that you want to get to. If you follow this roadmap, then you will eventually get to your desired outcome. But then instead of forcing people to take action by themselves, we move this to the third part, which is now the calendar, where we can now take action together and interact with one another. So instead of just having a Q&A call or webinar, it's more like a workshop.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, what are some action items that you add to your classroom? Because one thing that I do like about the synthesizer classroom is it's a roadmap, and I can kind of see, and it's not something that I have right now, but something that I'm building for my own community, which is just a very 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 step roadmap. I don't believe every member should be active in your community every single day, but they need to be active on achieving that goal that they joined for in the first place. And one of the best ways to do that is to have your members join, learn, work, but then also come back and share. What's something that you've seen that's worked for you in terms of having a resource or having the action item attached to your learnings or classroom?
Instead of forcing everyone to go through every part of the classroom, it's more about qualifying them, understanding where they are along the journey. You don't have to go through level 1 to 3. You can already start at level 4 because you already know your niche, you already know who you're helping, and you already have an offer. There are 2 essential parts that we have to do as the owners of the community. So first one is a qualification, and I'm a huge fan of having some form of form that people fill out. Something that you could do with, for example, Leon, is when they receive this gift could be actually the assessment or the form that they fill out. So you know what to help them next with. Someone who is at level 8, for example, and who has gone through almost all of the classroom material is able to help the people who are just getting started. And this has a benefit for both the people who are at the beginning as well as for the person who is at the end, because one of the best ways to learn something is to teach it to someone else. Allow people to share what they're working on and give feedback on each other's content. I think this is the crucial aspect, what makes a community over just a space where there's a guru and everyone just listens to the guru, because that's not really a community. That's more like social media. And we are already tired of that. That's why we're thinking about how can we make the community more fun.
Definitely. I think that's where having a strong foundational course helps people, because it's not necessarily referring to, or Ryan said this on a call, but rather this is what's in the roadmap. This is what's in the course. The reason that I do the topic-based calls is because I think you need to have some level of consistency in sharing new information with your members, but also letting them know why they should be there in the first place. When you set a topic, it's like, oh, hey, I really want to learn that. Or it also tells people who know a lot about it that, hey, there might be a place where I can share that knowledge. I can be in that teaching role.
As community owners, we are not the gurus. We are more like the guides who just point people in these different directions. And we say, if you go in this direction, this will happen, because we've walked this path ourselves, being this mirror for the people. So they have the feedback, which is another key aspect of gamification. Like, the reasons games are so fun is because they give you instant feedback and am I doing the right things? As owners, we are kind of like the game masters of that community world. But in the end, it's really about like uniting people amongst like one clear vision and helping them find the next step. They need to know why they're doing something and what they have to do in order to get that dream outcome and achieve the results that we originally promised them.
Covering through the onboarding, the classroom, and the calendar is really just a foundational start to where your community can go in the grand scheme of the internet, to be honest. You have to understand what kind of game are you playing in the first place. Are we playing a story-based game where there is an end in sight, or is this a role-playing game that members can keep coming back and playing all of the time? If you have any comments, Lucas and I are both going to be in the comments below of this video. And if you would love to join my page community and learn and go through experiences like this, you can use Lucas's affiliate link. It's linked down below. Thank you for watching this video, and we look forward to seeing you in the next one.
A
Yep.
really great video. It's probably one of my
Nice.
favorites. With
Really?
Ryan, yeah, because if he like it really walks through the onboarding process and like really step by step, absolutely everything that you need to know. So I watched it beforehand, so I really loved it.
Nice, nice. Yeah, I'm thinking about doing that for every aspect of the community. So I'm currently speaking with Justino to do that for the classroom aspect, and then um, I actually want to talk with Sheldon and you to how to have these live calls, these interactions. On something that I really like about Tribe is the Tribe games, where you like make people do things, and I think this is like key to really and I did mention this in the video, but it's key that people take action, and most people don't like taking action alone. Like they like they get this PTSD thing. It's like, oh shit, I have to like do homework now, and this fucking sucks, and I don't want to do this, and I don't know like what I don't know, and like I have so many other things to do. But if you have other people to do it with, it becomes so much more fun. You get the feedback, you get the deeper connections, which is the whole reason why you're there, and you still get the end result. So yeah, I'm really excited to kind of like go deeper into that. Maybe you can give us a quick update on where that is, because I think we're right in the middle of the first Tribe games, right?
Yeah, we are. It's actually really interesting because we have a team who is in the middle of things in their own life. For example, Fernando, he's like literally moving to Dubai right now. So there's like
Crazy.
a lot of things that are happening, yeah. And I mean, it is going for the first games. I would say it's going quite well. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with how everything's turning out. I generally believe like what you just said, that each community has to like have some kind of challenge, like something for their members to go through. Like also Ryan mentioned the roadmap, like the 5-step process. And I feel like the challenge, it should be either that roadmap or a part of it. So yeah, I'm completely on board with that. And the games are going great.
Nice. Yeah, I'm really excited to see where it goes. I think
Yeah.
it's going to become the new meta of school. But to quickly just go through the onboarding, because I did make a few changes and I just want to like walk you guys through that. Maybe you have some comments. Again, like don't treat me as the guru. If you think I'm doing something wrong or there is something that I can do better, let me know. That also counts for everyone like watching that like afterwards or through the comments. For example, this doesn't make any sense to be here because if people want to watch this later on YouTube, then they need to be able to kind of like actually watch this because this is the recording and we actually need to put this in here. So yes, so new members get started here. So if you don't have like this third party integration, then you cannot have this comment something and then get a DM. So of course this would be perfect. I'm actually not liking this version of the GIF, so let me quickly adjust this. As you can see, we're still. Do you guys prefer this one? I think it's yeah, like the slow-mo is kind of cool.
Yeah, I think it looks better.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
much better. Yeah. There we go. Also, I didn't like that it was cut off. So from here, people click on this. So now I have to like share different tabs. So here, like I think the first thing that they should do is meet the team. It's like, okay, who is behind the scenes? So here we have me, here we have Sophia, and we have Evan. And we are kind of running the game of life. And then we have the next step, which I think should be a little bit more clear because like we have this higher. So I'm thinking that this needs to be highlighted and maybe have this heading 3. And then maybe an arrow. No, I want the pointing thingy. And point. There we go. Haha. So from there on, they now get to the welcome home adventure and they get to introduce themselves. So this way, it's very clear there's only one piece of action that you have to take. And something that I think like in Rhines, because like in Rhines, you are in the community tab. We are still kind of in the classroom tab. And from the community tab, it's very easy to tap out and be like, oh, now I'm like getting distracted by other things. But this way, we are staying within the classroom tab. And the only way to move away from this is by clicking to step 3, which puts us here. So here we have a new member game, finally step for the mystery gift. And then afterwards, they're going to message you, Sophia. So you need to have a mystery gift ready for people.
No problem. I'll get
Uh,
it done.
no, like we're still working on the mystery gift because we do want it to be the assessment, and we're still working things out on the Notion side of things. So we'll probably showcase that next week. So you really see on how far we are, like what's happening. And I wish I had, like when I started back in October, I like saw how to do these things live. So here I adjusted the game a little bit. So instead of like having this person like comment something and then what was it? I don't even remember Ryan's game. But this game is like a cursed superpower. So I can turn invisible, but you stay invisible forever. So I already, Rob already commented, it's like I can fly, but only when you sneeze. Um, ah, there you go. Yeah, same actually. Same here. Um, so allergies are a bane of this earth.
So true.
So um, let's let's add the sneezing thing here.
Yeah, I just want to say that this sort of like single path, I love how you are framing this community as like a game and, alluding to video games. There is a clear path, there is that next cutscene that's going to happen once you reach that objective. And so I think that that simplicity that you have of guiding people along this journey, but still keeping that that adventurous spirit, that freedom to choose, their own like character types, their own way of commenting and of sharing, and like that is so crucial of having that guided path, but then leaving the space for the individuality to really come out. And I just want to applaud you for like you know, taking on the mindset of the game master of like, okay, how can I lead them to this ultimate success, but also have every single step in the journey be meaningful in itself, be fulfilling in itself, and want like keep them there and wanting more. Not because like you want to like capture them, just because it's so engaging naturally and it like appeals to what we desire. So I think it's excellent to really have that sort of simplicity and straightforwardness of this is the path to do, but without them knowing that there is just one path through this, like for them to rather see the options and, oh, I get to choose which character roles I want to use. I get to choose which superpower. I get to choose who to comment on and interact with. So I think sort of that like straightforwardness, but with the choices on every step of the way is like a very key proponent to making this community and all communities active and engaging for members.
Yeah, you mentioned something that I want to highlight further. It's in game design, or like also in other aspects, it's called choice architecture. I recently finished reading the book Nudge, which is all about architecture and like nudging people towards certain decisions. And some like the way that you phrase things or the way that you present things, like it will nudge people in one way or another with like whether you want it or not. And and one of the most famous examples, I'm not sure if like that's a worldwide thing, but like here in Germany, for example, we have whether you want to be an organ donor or not. So before you had to manually say, I want to be an organ donor. And then they switched it around and you had to object because everyone was automatically registered. And this increased the sign up rate to by like 80% or something, like crazy. Because most people just like go the easiest path. And when we are designing this community path, it's like, okay, like what's the easiest path? And that's what most people will take. So I like to think of the onboarding as like the most crucial aspect of the community, a little bit like the hook in a video. Like the hook needs to be really solid because if people are not going to go through the first 30 seconds, like everything else is just going to be irrelevant from there. So yeah, appreciate you saying that.
Yeah, definitely. And Lucas, I'd love to ask you, like, so where are you leading people? Like, what is that like treasure at the end of the game of life? Like, what is the vision, the mission? What is, just to sort of recap, like, in a few sentences, what is the vision that you see with the game of life?
That's a good question. Thank you for asking that. So the vision that I see is like we want to connect people with one another, and we want to have this language that people just naturally understand. So I come from the gaming world, and I have like made the experience that like many of my friends aren't that entrepreneurial, but they are very dedicated gamers. I'm like, well, like business is like a game, and I want to introduce more people to that, and people who are in business and never in games, like, well, you are playing a game, and kind of merging these both of these people and giving them a common language to say like, hey, you're a wizard or a knight or a ranger, and each of those different roles serve different purposes. And something that I struggled a lot in the beginning was that I had to wear all of these hats, and it's almost impossible to wear all of these hats. And what I want the game of life to be is for people to really think about like, what role am I, and how can I connect with other people to collaborate with these things, because like maybe like I'm a wizard, or at the moment I'm filling more of the knight role, but I'm kind of like I don't have the skill of the ranger. Like I'm just not that communicative. Maybe I'm not the one reaching out to everyone and kind of like converting them towards like the actual offer. So like getting someone like that, getting that support, I find is crucial. But that's kind of like the next step. The long step is like all of school really coming together and playing. And what I think as Notion, because like that's where we kind of headed, because all of these things are more organized in Notion, because school doesn't allow you to have your custom profiles, your different quests that you can complete. Like one of my like big things that like I'm actually talking with some people from school, and it's like I'm trying to implement this. Like I want a global level system. Like all of the communities that you're part of, like all of these experience points and the engagement, um you should just kind of like get on top of that and have like that together. So we actually have someone, Emil, wanting to join us. What's up, bro? How's it
Hey
going?
yo, what's up? How you doing?
Yeah, I have a bit of an echo, but it's good to see you. Happy that like you were like we just approved you. So I'm not sure like how much you've seen of the live stream, but I really wanted to show like all of these aspects and like what it entails, because we're currently in the process on getting everything on track. So it's something that I wish I wanted. Um, so yeah, maybe like give us a quick introduction, like what you're doing, what's up. I like obviously I know you, and we've been chatting a little bit through Ryan and his free community and in the paid, but yeah, let's hear it.
Yeah, sorry for the echo on my microphone. I don't know what's the problem. I will fix it for the next call. So for me, I am a group therapist. I make money from the women's tears, as I like to say. So I have a community right now in school where I help therapists attract more clients through personal branding. And what I want to learn is how to gamify my community better so I can have more engaged members. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, like very very cool to have you. I'm excited to kind of like get into that, and we'll be chatting more in the future. But we are kind of in the process on wrapping things up. So just like appreciate you coming in. Like I kind of like did approve you halfway through the stream, so I still appreciate you coming in for saying hey. To wrap things up, like what's happening. So um, at the moment, we just released the Ryan's video with um, with the onboarding, the classroom, as well as the calendar. And from here on, I have some videos planned about yoga and how to gamify yoga and like general the skills. So I have like a few ideas around that. Next week, I am starting a fiction book. So last Monday, which is Tuesday, yesterday, we had the 100 Million Offers by Alex Hermosi, which is a book that I recommend everyone to read, especially if you're a community owner, if you're a business owner, like you definitely need to craft an offer. So I want to help you with that. So I hope this can be a quest that you take on to craft your offer. And next up, we have like one of my favorite fictional stories that I am a little bit further ahead, but I'd love to like kind of go through that as a community and listen to the story together again. And it's also very much aligned with the spirit of the game of life, and I think it really helps us prepare for the future, think about like what it is to live with AI, to have like our own astral realm in virtual reality. Of course it's not as like sci-fi, but I'm gonna like build the bridge. So yeah, from here on we're gonna go into the school news. If you want to just like watch that together, I'm still gonna stream that, and hope that works. Otherwise, yeah, thanks for joining in, for watching. I'm kind of like documenting this journey towards 10K per month. That's the next quest of mine and for this kind of community. So that's where we're headed, and I'm very excited to take this to the next step.
Yeah, I really love the summary, Lucas, by the way. I think you wrapped pretty much everything up quite well. I'm gonna need to jump though. I have another
Sounds
call
good.
in right now, so see you later.
All right, in a bit. Bye bye.
Bye.
Peace. All right. Um, Emil, I'm gonna pull
Hey,
you up on the stage again.
yeah,
Um,
it was a strange thing when I disabled my camera. I don't know what happened. Yeah, couldn't enable it.
um,
Okay.
I'm kind of struggling to. I think I'm gonna cut the live stream here because I'm not sure if school wants me to stream that since it's technically a paid community, but we can still watch it together. So I'm just gonna stop the live stream, but we'll still be here.
Recording in progress. April 8th, 2025. And today we've got a new set. So